Hey, welcome back. You may have noticed that if you play the level, so I will play the level here, you may have noticed that the outliner will start to fill up with those apples because they keep spawning into our level, but we don't go and delete those. Unless of course we catch those with our basket, they keep spawning and they will remain in our level. So in this lecture we will set up the logic to destroy those apples when they fall and reach a certain floor boundary which we will set up. We need to destroy those apples that go outside of the play area. So I will drag in some instance into the world. It can actually be any actor, but I'll just use the apple here, and I will move that down to where I want that to be destroyed. When it moves outside of the play area, I want to inspect the Z component of the location. So this is more or less where we want to destroy that apple when it is outside of the reach of the petals that make up our basket, around -700 in Z. I will navigate to the apple base header and set up a float floor boundary and decorate that with an appropriate hue property. In the constructor, I will initialize that floor boundary to 680, and actually that is going to be -680. So around 700 will be fine, but of course we can modify this since that is now exposed to the editor and also to blueprints. Then in the applebase.cpp file, we need to do a check in the tick function. So every tick or frame we will do this check if the actor's location, the apple's location in Z, so we can do getActorLocation.z is less than or equal to the floor boundary that we have set up. Then we want to destroy, so we will invoke the destroy function to mark the apple to be destroyed and cleaned up. The syntax may seem weird, but remember this function getActorLocation returns a vector. So we get that vector, we return that vector, then we want to access the Z member for the Z axis. You can do something like this using an overlap, so using a trigger box for example and do some sort of an overlap, but for this example and for this particular project, I will do it in tick instead and do it in this way. Back in the editor, we'll make sure to delete that actor that we used temporarily to find the location for the floor boundary for that calculation. I will save my level and make sure to bold that so that code will get reflected. Now if I play my level, we can inspect the outliner. We will notice that those apples no longer fill up our level.